Welcome back to Bonding Over Bourbon. I'm Kat.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are recapping this month's bottle haul. And we got a ton of things off camera, so you will not want to miss it.
Yeah, some really good bottles. We went a little bit crazy this month. Kat's birthday is at the very end of the month, so we decided to splurge a little bit, indulging in some bottles that we don't really see around. They're hard to find, they're very allocated, and we're very, very fortunate and spoiled to get. But that being said, let's just get right into it.
Let's kick it off. All right. Do you want to take this one over?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you don't already know, Dark Arts is run by Macaulay Minton, who used to had the single barrel program of Wilderness Trail. Really cool guy. Is using MGP product at the moment. Calls himself the Master Alchemist. Definitely deserves the title. Normally we avoid getting this one because the price point's a little up there. This was $90.
Yeah.
But we picked it up from our local Binny's. They were doing a $15 off promotion for 2 days only. So if you're watching this and this is the first time you're hearing about it, sorry. It's already over. But that knocked this down from a $90 bottle to a $75 bottle.
And after tax,
$85.
Yeah.
Because Chicago sucks.
Yeah. You save a nice $5.
Yeah. City is great. Taxes are terrible. But yeah, it's a 6.5 year whiskey, the barely legal bourbon. It is 57% barrel proof. Really solid. Everything he makes is great.
It's so good.
Yeah, we're happy to finally have one on our shelf, and thank you, Binny's, for the promotion.
All right, next up. This is actually what we're drinking right now.
Yeah, it's been about 4 years since we bought a Knob Creek product.
It happens.
Yeah, we think for the price point, there's so many other different things that are either new to the market, a little bit more pronounced. We usually find that these bottles are a little understated, and we'd much rather have like a craft distillery for that price to support, growing businesses. This one is the Boo Rye, which is one of their new releases, or Bourbon X Rye. We absolutely love Boo Ryes. And since we can no longer get the High West Boo Rye, which is probably our gold standard for Boo Rye, we figured we'd give this one a shot. I gotta tell you, it's pretty damn good.
It's really good. And I think it's funny that we were talking about it on the way to filming like our Golden Eagle.
Yeah, Golden Eagle video.
And we're like, if we could get it, that would be awesome. And then it was kismet. It was meant to be.
Yeah, and shout out to my buddy Kevin from work. If you're watching this, thank you for putting me onto this. Very, very happy with it.
Yeah, it is awesome. So this one is 2 bars. It's coming out of Seattle, Washington. And it's pretty much, there isn't a ton of information that I saw online, but it's 80 proof. When we tasted it, it tasted like a little younger, but it still had like a lot of character, a little thinner.
No, it had a pretty good mouthfeel to it.
Yeah.
A little oily, but not a ton. Flavor-wise, it's definitely an acquired taste. We don't mind it, but flavor-wise, it's kind of halfway between Davidson Reserve and Journeyman's.
Yeah.
Discounting like the leather and like cigar tobacco flavor that they have sometimes.
Yeah. And I would say we just saw this at Binny's as well for the first time. So I think that if you want to try something a little smaller, you want to try something a little more unique, I think I would go for something that was a little higher proof.
Yeah.
So that they could kind of have their flavor profile kind of flourish.
Well, but Washington tends to favor lower proofs. They want to be a little bit more true to their nature and give as much of their product to as many people as possible. Speaking of which, this was actually given to us by our friend Neil.
Yes.
We watched their dog while they while they took a trip to Seattle and brought us back this awesome bottle. So we're very appreciative to have friends that know we love whiskey so much and want to give us new stuff to try.
Yeah, I love that. So Green River, it's a staple on our shelves. This was another one that we bought with the $15 coupon at Binny's. I think that this one just is such an easy sipper when I want to have Weller, but I don't want to dip into our stash. This is usually what I go for, and it's just hard to not like.
Yeah, $35, really good Weller substitute. It's not going to hit all the same notes, but it's definitely going to get the job done.
Yeah.
Really solid, really good company. They're everywhere now. They're becoming the next powerhouse in contract distillation, so it's kind of hard to say no to their their bottles of namesake.
Yeah. And talking about contracted distillation,
oh yeah,
this is another really nice one to bring up.
Yeah, it's a good thing that we have the two of them right next to each other because they're basically cousins. So again, public perception, everyone relates Jepson's to Malort. They make a lot more than that. CH Distillery, local. This is their earlier phase of their product. This is a blend of I don't have the full details, but this is at least Green River for your age and MGP.
Yeah, might be MGP.
Yeah,
we don't know.
There might be some Dickel in there. Sometimes they do source from Tennessee. But for 4 years, we got it for what, $25?
Even cheaper. I think it was
like $19.
$19.
Yeah, $19. Really hard to beat. Or we also reached out to Master Blender Tyrus and told him, we're super excited to do this with a side-by-side compared to their newer release, which is still really good value. This is a little bit younger than that release. So again, really good value in the bottle. Between 4 to 6 years between the two releases. We're really excited to see how they pair up.
Yes, excited to do that on the Patreon. So I'm going to go for another bottom shelf banger that is just a staple on our shelves as well.
What do we call it now?
Oh, we called it our baby Taylor.
Baby Taylor.
Baby Taylor. I mean, if you want some similar notes, you want the cherry, you want the red fruit, things like that, you're definitely going to get that from the single barrel.
Yeah, oak influence too.
And oak. It's a staple.
Yeah.
And for the price point, when it's not a crazy price at smaller liquor stores.
Asterisk here, it should be somewhere between $20 and $25-ish dollars. If you see a place that's charging $28, $32, $50, run for the hills.
Yeah, do not pick it up for $40. It is not worth it. But for when we first started seeing it, it was $15.
Well, we were getting it in Indiana before anyone was really talking about it.
But even for a $25 bottle, this is solid and it's just easy.
And basically, if we run out, we get another one. If we don't already have a backup, we might buy two.
Yeah, exactly. All right, do we want to scooch these over just a bit?
Yeah, so this next one is going to be kind of touching on an overall theme that you'll see throughout this video, which is corn. Corn. We are really into trying different styles of corn whiskeys right now. Whether it's a 4-grain, which this one is.
Yes.
This is the Jephthah Creed, which up until recently, we just kind of stayed away from. I mean, we just didn't know enough about it. We've never really been able to find it anywhere for a tasting on a menu at a bar or anything like that. Honestly, it's pretty good. Bloody Butcher, we were kind of blown away by it.
Yeah, and it's similar to the same proprietary blend as Baby Jane, but just a different name.
Yeah, and that definitely kind of inspired this new invigoration for us to try different styles of corn.
Yeah.
And again, that's definitely going to be a recurring theme in this video.
Yeah.
We have a couple more to show you.
I'm just waiting for a Lotte style whiskey.
Yeah, I don't want the taste of mayonnaise on my whiskey though.
Sticking with the theme of corn. And still Austin has been a little piece of our heart ever since we went to Austin.
Still Austin, still precious.
Still precious, always precious. And this is their blue corn bourbon. And I'm just so excited to crack this open. I do not want to drink through it so quickly. This is definitely a bottle that's a little higher in price. So we did have to
75.
I think we got it for $79 when we were at Golden Eagle. And it is a splurge bottle. So we went back and forth. We're do we really need this? Is this something we want?
How bad do you want it? Does it have to be on our shelf? And we found out today, actually, in our comments, that even in Texas, this is hard to find.
Yeah. Which
is crazy because that's the state that produces it. So when one of our viewers saw that they had cases of it at Golden Eagle, which again continues to be a pretty impressive honey hole, we feel very justified with our decision to buy this.
Absolutely. And I think that they have such a good story to them. They work with the same artist to make all of these different labels.
Yeah.
Each one is representative of how they distilled it and spoke about the product
or the culture itself.
And I saw this label. I'm I just need it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And again, bonded, so it's going to have a benchmark for quality. We're really excited to try it. Can't wait to see what it's like.
Yeah. And before we reset with our second round, do we want to talk about our Patreon, our membership? And
yeah, just a quick break here. A couple of updates here. Again, we are offering Patreon memberships. You get exclusive videos. You get reviews that we don't post on here. You get some behind the scenes content. You get exclusive polls. There's also other options, we'll give discounts for merch once it's available. You get access to our Discord, whether you're doing YouTube or Patreon. And then that brings us to our next topic here.
Yeah.
We are so close to 1,000 subscribers here.
I cannot believe how quickly we got to this. I am amazed, and I really am appreciative to everyone who has subscribed. Just to like whiskey nerds on the internet, I think that
just two nerds that like juice.
Yeah, I am blown away, and I really appreciate every single person that continues to watch our videos.
Yeah, so the reason why we mentioned this, not only to thank you, but to let you know that because we're so honored and we're so appreciative, we're actually doing a meetup very soon. We're going to be doing a meetup sometime by the end of next month, so August. It's going to be on a Sunday. The exact date will be coming out soon. We're going to be doing a bottle share where you can bring whatever you like. You can bring some other people. We're going to offer some food. You know, we're just really excited to give love back to the community that has given us so much support and shown us that we're definitely headed in the right direction.
Yeah.
We'll put up some community posts, and then we'll also ask that if you are interested in attending, send an email to bondingoverbourbonpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know that you're coming so we know how much food we should buy, how much mixers, beverages, ice cubes, everything.
Come on, we don't need mixers.
Yeah, well, somebody's going to bring a spouse.
Yeah. Hey. Hey.
Not every spouse likes whiskey like we do.
Okay, fine.
All right. So here we're going to take a quick pause. We're going to reset all of this and come back with the spicy drops. So the last round of bottles that we have here are things that just don't exist in every market. They're a little bit harder to find. They're usually only distributed in certain states. They're available online only, super allocated, or just been off the market, and we needed the help of a friend to get that. This first round of 4 bottles, Kat, do you want to lead us into it?
Yeah, so the next 4 bottles are actually going to come from our Woodman's Haul. So the first one, so this is actually their cognac cask, and I saw this, I thought that like it was definitely a grab at the time. Can't beat Woodman's prices either, and having the Bellmead Langera cask and the Sherry cask as well, I just thought that this would be a really nice addition to the shelf.
Yeah, and this wasn't necessarily a blind purchase. We did try this when we visited Greenbrier Distillery already.
Yes.
We loved it, but the price that they had in the shop was kind of crazy.
It was. I think at like 139
or like 120, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it for like $80, $60,
Yeah.
60 or $80.
I'll take.
Yeah, really, really good. Haven't really seen it on a shelf in a long time at a reasonable price. So we're happy to have it. It's definitely going to find a home somewhere here.
Yeah.
Or there.
Have to reorganize at some point.
Yeah. You might notice things looking different after this video.
So the next one is going to be the James E. Pepper
Ooh.
decanter.
Yeah, so this is batch 35 for those who care. We actually have the batch 34 down here, and we've, slowly been sipping it. We're super interested. Tastes really good.
It's delightful.
Yeah, we've heard a lot of dissent about like things being a little bit different from batch to batch. We loved it so much that we had a couple pours immediately and just kind of slowed down because we didn't want to run out. Now that we have the 2 of these, we're going to have to do a side-by-side, so you'll see this very quickly disappear. But yeah, really good quality stuff. If you haven't tried it yet, you're really missing out. These are falling off the market at a rapid rate, and you really got to get them while you can.
And talking about things running off the shelf quickly, we have not seen this anywhere else in Illinois.
It doesn't exist here until recently.
Yeah, we've had friends that were going down to Tennessee.
Shout out Cutlass High Proof.
Yes, thank you for looking.
Yeah, but just no avail.
Yeah, but this was oddly enough at Woodman's, and I saw it, and I was just like, let's get it now.
Yeah, my jaw dropped well below like here when I saw it. I was like, oh my god, they're the founders. We have to get it. Super excited to try it. It's going to be a little bit of time before we get through all of these bottles, but I'm sure you'll see some reviews here and there letting you know whether or not you should buy them. And you can only find them on our members only section on YouTube and Patreon.
And then the last one is going to be the Fort Gate.
Usually these kind of hover around the $200 price point. We saw this again at Woodman's for $140, which is absolutely unheard of. We've always thought about buying it, but at $200, it's a little harder to rationalize.
It's easier to rationalize 4 bottles for $200 than one $200 bottle.
Yeah, exactly. But seeing it already $60 off, that's kind of hard to beat. That's what, like 35% off, something like that. So it's really, really hard to argue with that. This is one that we didn't expect to buy. And then the second that we saw, we were like, fuck it, it's your birthday month.
Bye.
Let's just, everything we get this month is a wash. But these next bottles are not a wash. They're things that we were actually really surprised we were able to get.
We did get one of these at Warehouse Liquors last month, and another pick came out.
So this is the Binny's edition.
And this is our Binny's, baby.
Yeah.
So I think this one will be a nice kind of like way to kind of see how all of these like different picks vary from like
From
palate
store
to
to store,
palate. Yeah,
palate to palate. So we're actually going to be doing a kind of like a semi-blind flight on these. We're going to do fresh cracks from at least 3 different store picks to see how much variation they have between each store, each different label or private select that they have. I think it's going to be a really cool time.
Yeah, we wish we had just a standard bottle. This is one that we just cannot find anywhere.
Yeah, we've had a couple opportunities to get it, but then
for a crazy price.
Yeah, well, and the times that we have been able to get it for a reasonable price, they put a bigger fish in front of us, and our eyes go really wide, and the smell of blood in the water is just too high. We're like, no, get the other thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So this one we could not have gotten without the help of the beloved member of the WhiskeyTube community, Rusty, also known as Professor Rusty Lugnuts.
You have to put the professional in front of it.
Yeah, sorry, your proper title. And Bourbon Syndicate, really awesome dude. We owe a lot of our success for the early stages of the channel to him, and he's always looking out for us, always trying to like find a way to collaborate with us, and whether it's a Zoom call or just like talking over Instagram or something. Really, really solid dude. If you notice, this does not have a screw top. Rusty, you are a god and a legend. This is something that we opened up previously when we had one of the screw top bottles that we got for like $25 in Indiana. And it wasn't until it was about this far down that we realized what we had. So we immediately put a pause on drinking it.
We do still have it in a tiny bottle. I think Chris is grabbing.
Yeah, so we do still have the remnants of our early times Brown Foreman bottle, which we might still kind of hold on to for just a little bit.
We enjoyed it a lot. If that meant anything, we really did enjoy that bottle.
Yeah, and obviously there's a variance in palate for every person, but I truly think that this is better than what Buffalo Trace is putting out.
It has nice vanilla notes.
Yeah, not trying to fire shots at you, Buffalo Trace. We love everything you make, but
not everything, but a lot of things.
I'm going to leave that in.
And onward and upwards.
And on that note, not sponsored by Buffalo Trace is more Buffalo Trace.
Oh, wow. What is this?
24A Stag. We were lucky enough to get it. It is 63.8. So as we get higher up in our allocated bottles, we get higher up in proof point here. I mean, what can you really say? Stag, amazing, revered, hard to find.
Great highball.
Yeah.
That's fired.
When I used to work at Longman and Eagle, all of my shift drinks were Stag because it was within the price point that I could have. And I think I drank through a case of Stag because for some reason nobody else wanted it. I thought it was insane. And then I started to try to reinvent the wheel with like a highball. Amazing, dangerous, don't do it, absolutely do it.
Do it.
Just don't tell Buffalo Trace because they might get a little mad. You took a tour somewhere and they were really upset that you said
Evan Williams, yeah, they were so upset about it.
Yeah, they were like, don't do that. I hate that. You drink it neat. And I was like, that's fine.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about this one?
Oh, hell yeah, I do. So this, I'm sure you're probably already familiar with this. If you're not, this is Smoke Eye Hill. It's funny that these two are right next to each other.
It's, meant to be.
Yeah, right. Kismet again. So Smoke Eye Hill is part of kind of a shakeup. They went through the Ascot Awards. This is the barrel strength 4-grain blue corn variant. So it's got yellow and blue corn, rye, and malts. It is 63.5, I believe. Ooh, 65.6.
Ooh.
So these are basically right next to each other in proof point. This beat George T. Stagg,
which is insane
for other American whiskey. No, best American whiskey. Honestly, I didn't believe the hype at first, but it was like, We can get it in the mail. We don't have to go out and try to find it. You can get it directly from Spirits Network. I don't know if they still have it, but quality bottle, impossible to pour from. Absolutely the worst.
Hard. It doesn't even have like a thing at the bottom.
No, there's no punch. There's no nothing. The top is easily like a couple pounds. It was made out of some sort of gunmetal.
Yeah, it is heavy.
We did do a review of this for both of our membership channels, whether you want to do Patreon or YouTube. Check it out if you're interested. I will leave it there. The Russell's Reserve website debacle.
Yeah.
I got this 1 minute before the website crashed. Literally 1 minute. As soon as I got it in, I was talking about it in the Discord, and then one of our viewers was like, hey, it's closed already. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I will give you a pour. I know you're watching this. That pour is still coming.
It will come.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I don't send it to you personally, you will get it at our meetup. I promise you that. This is probably going to be one of the next bottles we open up. Highly sought after. People are trading crazy things for it right now. If you can find it and it's reasonable, grab it. It will not be on the market for long.
No.
It was like $250.
And we're even seeing secondary prices for like 400 plus.
No. Those are the reasonable.
That's the reasonable.
Those are the reasonable prices for it.
The low end of secondary.
That's the low end of not direct from the source. Those $400 price tags will not be around for long. So get it while you can. It is going to be really, really hard to find for a while.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Speaking of hard to find, everyone has an opinion about this bottle.
And I feel like those opinions are valid because there are a lot of things that kind of like tailor the results and probably like already have some like destiny kind of like
manifest destiny kind of survey.
Yeah.
So what she means by that is that this is crowdsourced. This is CYPB. I'm sure you know what this is. If you don't, this is just going to be a small little disclaimer. You go into the Buffalo Trace website. I don't remember where exactly, but you can take this choose your perfect barrel or CYPB survey. They kind of guide you and kind of like electric fence you into the direction that they want you to go.
As someone who is in the world of surveys, I don't know how I feel about that, but also you do what you already have in stock. So.
Yeah. So this is kind of leading a horse to water, but this one you expect them to drink. It goes for like $600. We got this for $60. At $60, it's really hard to say no.
And year over year, we've always seen this on like the secondary shelves for like $700,
$600, $700, $800.
And I mean, I'm not someone who really goes out and wants to buy a bunch of secondary bottles. So I think that like once I see it and I have the opportunity, it's hard to pass it up. And I think that's why we got so many different bottles this month, is because like when you see it, you just have to kind of do that impulsive, like, all right, fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Like every bottle that's here right now are things that we don't really see around, or we have one and we want to back up. I mean, that's really only this one. Really, really surprised and really, really fortunate for this month's haul. We definitely went a little over the top.
Yeah.
We might overcorrect next month and keep it a little bit more humble.
Maybe you'll see something that has 3 bottles. Maybe we'll stick with the same kind of theme and have 1,600 bottles.
Yeah.
You never know.
You might see a drought or a tsunami. It's really hard to tell. Yeah, so we're very happy with this haul. If you enjoy this, please let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
For anything that you'd like to see reviewed, please let us know. We're always going to be doing reviews on our Patreon, our members only section. Just as a helpful reminder, for every member that does join our channel, you do get early access to all of these videos, especially our bourbon hauls, which means if you want front row access to the stores that we show to get the bottle of your dreams before the store opens, you will beat everyone there. They drop at about 6 a.m. every day, so if you're already up, you can plan your day around it.
If you're an early bird.
Yeah.
That's a perfect time.
Yeah, you will get your worm if you are the early bird. But yeah, so, and again, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate all your continued support. We can't wait to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we are super excited to meet all of you. Again, send us your email, send us your information through our email, bondingoverbourbonpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know you're going to be there, and we will catch you next time.
Cheers.